What's up, guys? It's September 19th. Just want to do a quick video lesson on a couple of the trades going on here. Some that I took, some that I didn't. Hold on one second. First up, looking at free. This is one that I called out and put on the watch list as a potential buy. We talked about it as a potential trade. I know some of you guys got in here. Unfortunately, I did not get into this trade. I called it perfectly. Just when you're trading small little penny stocks like this, it takes a lot of guts. If you're wrong on a stock like this, you can easily lose 10 to 20%. Even if you're trying to sell, sometimes it's very difficult to sell out of these positions. So you're always running a major risk. A stock could easily, gap down on you, 15 to 20%, and all of a sudden you just lose very quickly. So there's always that major risk involved when you're trying to buy into these penny stocks. But unfortunately, I did not get in this, but it was an excellent looking trade here on FREE. We had that perfect breakout here over those recent highs. We did have that 13 EMA crossing over the 50-day moving average, so a great looking pattern. It just was the matter of being able to click the buy button, and unfortunately I was not able to do that. Yesterday it was looking great there when that broke 33 cents right out of the gates. It's hard to see looking at this chart here, but there was an F1 pattern that broke right out of the gates at 33 cents yesterday, which was also breaking over those highs from the previous day. So once that broke 33, as you can see, there was an F1 that broke here that had and also an additional one that broke at 36 cents. But he just had to be able to buy. What would have been nice would have been to get in the day before, because it was actually breaking that flag. I know some of you guys got in there and are still killing it. I know Rathius, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, was saying he's up about 50%. He only had a very small position, but at least he got in, identified the pattern, and is now making half his money, 50%. That's a huge gain, and there's still potential for FREE to continue running here. A great looking chart, and it just keeps on rolling. So fortunately I did not get in this when I should have. I put on the watch list to watch for a breakout over 33 cents, and I just did not pull the buy trigger, and just didn't get involved with it, and that sucks. But you're not going to catch them all. So congrats to everyone who caught this trade right off the watch list and utilize the watch list and actually look at it. If you're not looking at the watch list, you got to start looking at it, because that's where a majority of my trades come from. Next up was CPRX. This was a huge trade. Perfect entry and exit on this. Basically what I bought into was an F3 pattern yesterday that broke out here. We got in at, where did we get in? 255. We had like a multiple day breakout here. If we look back a couple days here, this was breaking out of this triangle pattern here that was forming up. So basically I was looking at this section right here, and actually got in right here at 255. As soon as this was breaking out of this triangle on the single day chart, this was the beginning of September 18th right here. We're looking at a 2-minute chart. As soon as that broke that 255 level, which was also, you can connect it to the previous day to form a much larger looking triangle pattern there. So that was an F3 into the close that we bought into, then actually closed pretty strong, which formed up an F3. So a stock that closes very strong into the close out of a triangle pattern, I call that an F3. Basically just F3 is the third stage of the market session, and typically when stocks have a very strong close like that, there's potential for the gap open, and that's exactly what happened this morning, where we actually got an F1 breakout pattern that broke out very quickly this morning, but it failed right away, and that was a sell signal, and I sold it into that failed F1 break. Profit target here was about $3 per share, $3 or any whole number under $5 per share or $10 per share. As I teach in the FOUS4, when you're looking at resistance levels, whole numbers are typically a major area of resistance as well as support. As you can see, it spiked up, hit just perfectly up to $2.99. Didn't hit 3, but just generally, in that range, right around $3 per share. It spiked up there and then totally failed. I sold half this morning right out of the gates, and then sold half above that F1 break that hit at 288. hit that resistance, and then once it breaks down the 13 EMA on the 1 minute chart, that's a first sign of a sell signal. A second sell signal was when it started breaking back down below that F1 pattern that broke at 288. From there, it's been continuing down. It's actually now back up here. It did rally off those lows, and now it's at 282. But you know, a lot of times all you're going to see is that quick little spike in the morning. Very good to take advantage of that, and that's exactly what we did. I made 3,100. I think Diesel made like 1,200, and a few other people had another 1,000 plus and $500 gains as well. So awesome trade on CPRX. What else we got here? GTXI. This is one that I had been watching. It's been on the watch list as a potential buy for about the last week or so. Unfortunately, just did not get into this. It spiked very quickly. We had that move yesterday when this thing ripped red to green that I almost bought into yesterday. It came up back up. It was red on the day, came back up and ripped green. I almost bought into it, but just did not pull the trigger. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere today, this thing just spiked extremely quickly from about 192 all the way up to 212. So a huge 20-cent rip there that just happened very quick, and unfortunately just did not catch that move. The buy trigger here was on a move once this broke these previous highs. This flag pattern, which is at 197. I think I wrote what the where's oops. Hold on 1 second here. What did I say the buy trigger was on GTXI? Watch for the break over the 190s, and I'm in. That's what I said. Unfortunately, I just did not get into there quick enough. And now this thing's up to 221, so it could have been a huge trade on GTXI. Just could not get in there quick enough, and then it spiked very quickly, and I just did not want to buy into that momentum right away. I had actually a buy order at 198. Once it spiked up here, I wanted to get back in on a slight pullback, but just never got the pullback that I wanted to see, and just didn't chase it, which is unfortunate. Hopefully at least some of you guys got in there. You know, you basically already had to be in the stock to be able to catch this. Trying to buy into that break, it happened so quick. Not much chance that you were going to get in. Next up, here's ABIO. This is our latest pick. You know, hard to say what's going to happen here. It's still too early. We did get that nice little spike up. I basically bought into this later stage F3 breakout pattern. Basically, you know, we have an F3 here that's breaking out new highs. I bought in at 143. Right here, we do have this nice looking triangle pattern that's breaking out into the close. So this could typically suggest, you know, a move into tomorrow. It's really hard to say. This stock is definitely kind of a sketchy trade. If you just look at the price action of how this thing trades, this is not a clean trading chart. It just kind of spikes everywhere. And volume is relatively low. If you look at all these candles back here, there's lots of spikes to the upside and downside with really no general movement. But today's good sign is that we have this huge spike in volume, and we are in a revival pattern. So if this can break out above this 150 territory, you know, this could definitely see a nice strong continuation and just let loose into this territory up here. But you know, look, judging by the past, there is definitely potential for just some big false spikes, just like we've seen on these days here, and just a lot of typical trading where it just doesn't really do anything, just kind of you know, awkwardly trading stock. So hopefully we can hold up above my buy price at 143. We are buying into the F3 breakout on the intraday chart and buying into the daily chart on the revival pattern. So that's about it for today. Not too bad of a session. I'm up about $2,000. So can't really complain with that. Could have been a lot better. You know, CHLN, this stock is the freaking devil. I've been buying into this twice. I've lost about $2,000 trading this thing just because it's, you know, I'm going in fairly heavy. I went in 7,000 shares last time. I was in 9,000 shares the previous time. But these just low volume sell-offs that happen, all of a sudden the stock's down, you know, 15 cents on you, and I'm down. I was down 1,500 on at one point, and I think I sold for about a $750 loss. after that, and now it's spiking all of a sudden back up. It just spiked from 265 to 279 on one little candle. So it's just a very difficult stock to gauge. You really don't know what's going to happen. But I mean, overall, it's a very, very bullish chart. It just trades very abnormally, and the volume is awful. So it's easy to get shaken out of. There's still definitely potential for this to hit 3 or higher on CHLN. Unfortunately, it stopped me out both times for about $2,000 in losses. But anyways, that's it for today's video lesson. Hopefully you guys are having a good week. Tomorrow's Friday. Looking forward to the weekend, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning on FOUS TV.